Yeah. Good morning, guys. August 9, not even 5:30. Sun is not even up yet. Yeah, today's a special day for me. Let me get in the car, grab my coffee, get my duffel bag, and I'll explain why. Okay, guys. Yeah, good morning. Like I said, today's a special day for me because I'm going to Oshawa, heading out to Oshawa in Ontario, 4.5 hour drive, so 9 hour round trip, just to get a bike, just to get a bicycle that I owned in 2010 and that I loved, and I unfortunately had to sell it for different reasons in my life, divorce and all that. And ever since, I regretted selling it, but I had no choice. Ever since I sold it, uh, I was looking every summer. I started looking on the internet to try to find the same bike. Problem is, Trek only produced it for 1 year in that color, specific color. I'll explain all that in details later. But I managed to find one after 14 years of research in Ontario. Keegan is going to sell me his bike. He doesn't use it anymore, so it's going to need a restoration. So it won't be a radio restoration video this time. If you find this boring, I understand. But if you're into that sort of stuff, well, stick around. You'll see the full process. The bike's and it's whole, has most of its parts, but it's dirty and it's going to need some parts to be replaced. Yeah. So stick around. This promises to be interesting. So, okay, guys, it's done. We've got the bike. It's in pretty good shape. Dirty, few nicks and scratches, but yeah, I'm very happy. So we're gonna head back to what's that? Oh, the bike's hungry. So we're gonna stop at a Tim Hortons on our way back. I didn't have anything to eat. I was up since 5 o'clock. I left at 4:45, so I didn't have anything to eat. I'm hungry as well. Yeah. We'll stop. Sure, you can have Timbits. So yeah, let's hit the road. We're ready. Yes, I got your Timbits, but just for the time being, I'll keep them safe with me up front. Okay, buddy. This is your new home. We're gonna have to find a name for you. And let's go inside and we'll make you all pretty again. Yes, you can bring the Timbits with you. No problem. But you'll finish them tomorrow. That's enough for today. No, I said tomorrow. That's quite enough for today. You ate almost the whole box. Want to be sick? Okay, buddy. Welcome to your new home. Make yourself comfortable. I'll run you a bath. Yeah, get you all clean. Nope. Those are for tomorrow. I told you. So, okay, guys, welcome back. And yeah, as you can see, different tools on the bench today for a different job. So it's not going to be a radio restoration video. Rather, it's going to be a bicycle restoration. And yeah, all kidding apart, why do I want to restore this particular bike, this Trek District from 2009? Well, it's because I had it before, and for different reasons I had to sell it. And since then I've been looking for one. I told you all this. And yeah, I found one this year. It's in pretty rough shape. And I decided I was going to do it now just because, well, it's August 14 today. I got the bike on the 9th. I've been ordering parts. It's going to be many, many parts that I'll need. Yeah, specialized tools, namely a crank puller. Also need a bracket tool and many more stuff, plus replacement parts, new tires, new tubes, new everything. And why I decided to do it now is just because, well, I'm still dead in the water with the radios. I've got the Saba 125 going, still waiting for the transformer. And after that, I'll have to do another Saba, a automatic 300 automatic stereo 11. Yeah, that's the model for a guy, a Saba collector, and he's going to do the cabinet, but he asked me to do the electronics, namely the tuning motor is not working. So we'll see that. But I won't start on it until I'm done with the, because I just have one bench, before I'm done with the Saba. So while I'm waiting for all that, I decided I was going to work on that bike. It was a great bike. I had many, many adventures with it. Very relaxing bike, not a performer. I mean, it's not for speed. It's not for long distances. The design was really a commuter bike for people working in the city, having to go to work, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 kilometers distances every day. So that's the design. I used it differently, just to ride around my little town. But also I went to Montreal and visited places with it. And yeah, very relaxing bike. It's, I think, in my opinion, it's just the best bike Trek ever built. So lightweight, no maintenance and all that. So this bike will need more than maintenance because Keegan got it used already. So it had a few years into it already. The guy before him changed the handlebars, which I don't think that they're appropriate for that kind of bike. Also, they had no tapes on it anymore, so that caused damage on the body. And yeah, Keegan says he used it for, I don't know, a couple of years. Then with family, his wife and all that, they got hybrid bikes, more sturdy, as he calls them. And yeah, it's been sitting for, I don't know how long, 5 years, 10 years, I don't know. It's been a long time since this bike was into production. And yeah, the challenge will be to find all the parts because I got in touch with Trek support yesterday. They were very nice. They tried to be helpful, but I mean, the people I was talking with didn't even know about the bike. Just to show you how younger they all are than I am. So they weren't around in 2009, or if they were in different departments. They didn't know about the bike. They did some research. They found no manuals, just references, cross references with other bicycles. So the lady was very nice and said
that it was probably, she gave me a part number for the crankset. So I'll explain all that and I'll show you more footage as I go along. And I already had I made a parts list and a tools list. As you can see, it's quite extensive, quite long, but I don't have the exact parts number. So for everything that's bearing, all the bearings for the headset, for the crankset, both wheels, I don't know exactly what bearings are there. I know what type it is in the crankset, but I don't have the exact dimension, the length of the shaft. So I have to take it apart and continue ordering parts as I go along, as I discover what are the exact dimensions. The cups in the headset might be damaged. We'll see as we go along. Another concern for me is the aesthetics. This bike is in pretty rough shape. I like to have my bikes very, very clean, spotless, no scratches. If I can avoid it, it's not the case with this one. And also there's been 3 stickers stuck glued on them. So I don't know. We'll start with that. The plan is to start with cleaning. We'll try to remove the stickers. I don't know if the finish is going to come off, if there's going to be rust underneath. Although it's an aluminum bike, shouldn't be rusting per se, but hey, we'll see. And yeah, we'll assess the situation. After cleaning, we'll work on the drivetrain, then the brakes and all that. Some parts won't be a problem. Some other parts will be. So without further ado, let's start restoring this bike.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so to begin with, I just wanted to show you the setup to put the district in the spotlight, literally. And yeah, I did so many repairs, so many maintenance on bikes before, just flipping them around on their handlebars, working in the living room. And yeah, not for this one. It was different when I was, yeah, I don't want to go into details, but at one time in my life, it was different. I couldn't afford those things. Now I can. So I got a proper bike repair stand from Amazon. I looked at I watched many reviews, tutorials, and this one came out first, made from CXWXC. Yeah, it's a German design, but of course copied. It's a it's a reproduction. Let's call it like that. Chinese reproduction, but it's very well built. And yeah, it's got one telescopic main cylinder, which is reinforced with this groove that prevents it from turning. And you've got a tool rack, and the mount is, although it's plastic, it's very, very sturdy. So you can rotate the bicycle from here. Yeah, you just open the clamp there and you rotate the bike, the whole bike, and then you reclamp it here. And for the height, it's just this clamp. Very, very easy to operate. Some have three legs. This one only has 2. And they rely on the angle of it. See how angled it is? Maybe, I don't know, 15 degrees, something like that. And this is what keeps the bike balanced. The center of balance is really shifted, and that's how it doesn't tilt back and forth. So, yeah, pretty sturdy. It's going to move a little, but yeah, they all do that. And all these type of bike racks, bike repair stands, have this now. Telescopic arm, just to hold your handlebars in place so they don't keep coming back all the time. Yeah. So I'm going to be, it's going to be much easier for me to work. I'll see better what I do with the lights there that I took from the, I took from the bench. Got 2 lights, with partial daylight. I should be okay, and I can move around the bike to do what I have to do. So yeah, let's have a look at the bike per se and what we're dealing with. Okay. Okay, guys. So before I start assessing the damage and cleaning the bike, I just wanted to describe it to you. I'll tell you a little bit what it is. So it was produced in 2009 by Trek, but throughout the whole bicycle, you'll see the name Bontrager. Bontrager, Keith Bontrager, was a motocross racer who got interested a little bit later in life, I think in the 80s, to mountain bikes. And he actually competed, and he started his own company at one point. So you can read all about him on Wikipedia, but he has an interesting story. He's been inducted to the Hall of Fame of mountain bikes. He's improved so many things, so many innovations. The guy majored in physics, and with his background in motocross, he redesigned a lighter wheel. I think it was with Mavic at one point. Then it went to an American producer company, and so on and so forth. So you see Bontrager name all over the place, but really at one point Trek bought Keith Bontrager's company, so he still works with them, collaborates to this day, but it's a Trek bike, and it's a joint venture, if you will. So, like I said, aluminum for the frame, but the fork is a carbon fiber, which helps bring this bike lighter. Originally, it had straight handles with just a bit of an angle here, which are gone on this one. It has a leatherette seat. Again, I think it's Bontrager. And it's really nice because it's more of a racer type. So it's very, very slim. Brakes are regular hand brakes, cable brakes with a, it's not a central pull, it's a side pull, but they're very effective. The wheels, as you can see, have deep V rims. Again, aluminum. The paint job here is just powder coated. And on this bike, it's very, very dirty. Came with those regular pedals. It didn't have any quick release anywhere, seat collar or on the wheels. The crankset, I believe, is also from Bontrager. We'll see all that. But the point is, when it came out in 2009, we were still in the trend, let's call it like that, of the fixie bikes. All the fixies that were used mostly by couriers, guys delivering mail downtown of big cities. And they would build fixie bikes cheap. So if they gotten stolen or they gotten damaged while they were working, the guys wouldn't mind. But they were, I think it was a competition to make the most dangerous bike possible at that time. No brakes, no nothing, one speed, and they would ride like crazy in traffic. They were good drivers, bicycle drivers, but So it followed that. Just after that, Trek wasn't the first company to come up with the belt drive, but they were, they followed that trend, but they made a safer bike for everybody, okay? For the commuters, it was that was the market. just to go to work, come back to work. But, they weren't very popular here in Canada. Like I said, probably because of our weather. But in other countries, and in California, it was the crave, and especially with this color scheme, okay? The problem is, there's two problems here. This bike was only produced for 1 year. After that, they made different versions of it, different flavors with different colors, and they changed one important thing. The principle of a belt drive bicycle is that, well, with a chain, when the bike is assembled, the chain is separate, and it just goes like that, and it's assembled after that. There's a link that's connected to it, that connects the whole chain. But that's not the case with a belt drive. Belt drive always remains whole, which means at some place, on the triangle, there has to be a cutaway. It has to be open someplace. So in this case, you have those eccentric plates, I believe they call them, on each side. And once you remove those bolts, this plate comes off and the frame is split. Later, they split it here, and there was a collar to join it. Some other companies will have 2 screws. They will split it higher, have 2 screws and a collar. But for the first version, this is the way the bicycle is made. So that's a very important distinction. Bike was advertised as free maintenance. No maintenance, and not free maintenance, maintenance free. But it wasn't entirely true. You had to mind the tension of your belt. Not that it moved a lot, but if it was not correctly adjusted to begin with, then you could have problems. Early wear and tear, or a loss of power, or jumping of the belt. Second problem is that they were still producing it, okay? But the different version. The first district, and the second, the third, and the fourth. And Gates went the route of all the system is a CDC, that's the name, that's the branding. Then they went with CDX, which was just about the same belt, a little bit wider, I believe, but with a groove in the center. So it was the CDX system. So when I had it, the ratio is a 55 teeth cog in front and a 22 in the back. That's a very, very light ratio. And you could get from Gates a 20 rear cog, 20 teeth instead of 22, which made it a little bit harder to start, but gave you a little bit more speed. Because the problem with this, the gearing, the ratio is so light. You pedal like 10 turns, then it stops giving you thrust. You pedal like for nothing. So you just go like this, you wait, go like this, and you wait. With the 20, it's a little bit better. A little bit harder to go up hills, but it's still a light ratio, okay? So when I did it, you can still get the 20T in the CDC system without the center line. Just after that, I think it was 2010, 2011, I got another Trek District, which, I wanted to do the same modification, but by that time, CDX was already out. So that meant that I had to change the rear cog, the belt, and the front cog to receive that new system, that new belt. And at the time, I bought the bike brand new, and it was maybe $300, $400 to make the modification. And I thought it was absolutely crazy to put that much money on a $1,000 bike, brand new. So I never did it. I sold the bike the year after. And after that, well, I've always been looking for this bike again. This is the color scheme I liked. This is the frame split that I like, that I'm used to work on. So it took me years and years, maybe 14 years, and to find one. This year I did, and I'll have to make the same thing, the same modification. I want to put a 20 teeth cog here. So I ordered everything, and this time I'll have to do the whole modification. But I don't mind, because I paid $300 for the bike. So when I'm finished, okay, I bought tools, so I'm not gonna include the cost of the tools, which I'll need for later maintenance. I have another bike. I have my daughter's bike, so I'll be working on 3 bikes. So the investment was worth it. The bike stand and all the tools I'm getting this time, finally. But it's going to be worth it. The investment, all the parts, changing everything. I'm going to put quick release skewers, collars, put a decent set of handlebars. And part of the color scheme, while I'm talking about the handlebars, well, the leatherette brown seat, well, they had the same handle grips, the same color, which gave the whole make more sense. It made more sense with the design, the whole color scheme. So you can't find those anymore. You can't find those parts. Can't find those handle grips. Handlebars already gone. Handle grips I can't find anymore. So I had to find something close to it. Fortunately, many companies make those same grips or similar. It won't be marked Trek on the end, but it's going to be very close to it. So the goal for me is to get this bike exactly like I had my original one. Same handlebars, same drive set, all that, and tires, of course. I found at the time Vitorino made an orange tire on the side. They were orange, and it matched perfectly. They don't do it anymore. They do every other colors, but not the orange one. So I had to go with another brand. I think it's Goric. Same type of tires, urban tires for asphalt. It's not a mountain bike. And but they seem good quality, except the orange is not perfect. It won't match perfectly, but I think it's going to be okay. Anyways, after a while, the tires they get black, they get dirty. So hey, who knows? Maybe at one point it'll match. It'll be a little bit darker, but it's a lighter orange now. So that's about it for the bike. Like I said, the information about the bearings, the crankset, I know the type. I know it's a sealed bearing, square tapered. I know what it is, but I don't know the dimension. I could try, eyeballing it with a tape measure and evaluate the distance, but it might be 110, 120, 125 millimeters. So it's better, to take it apart. Once I have it in my hand, I'll order the right one, and we'll have a look at the internal bearings on each hubs for both wheels. I'm not sure. The headset, it turns great. I don't think it needs to be, the bearings need to be changed, but we'll see. So that's about it. So let me start, cleaning it, evaluating the damages, and I'll do some footage of that. So it's in pretty rough shape, but it's still in one piece. So hey, maybe we'll make a good looking bike out of this one. Yeah, be right back.
At Trek, we know a rebel when we see one, like the innovatively designed District, a bike that's fast, unapologetic, and features an aggressive road bike-inspired riding geometry for the urban commuter. The District is our first production belt drive single speed. The belt's a Gates carbon drive, an ultra-strong carbon fiber composite that's more commonly found in a motorcycle's drive system than on a bike. It will never rust or stretch and is virtually noiseless. Plus, the carbon drive eliminates any need for grease. With its Bontrager Satellite Plus carbon fork and progressive design, the District is light, clean-lined, quiet, and leaves nothing to worry about, making it your no grease, no mess, no worries bike.